Welcome to Mornings in Matthew. I'm Hunter. As I've been reading from Matthew chapter 9, and a passage that's really stuck out to me, and has really stuck out to me for a few summers now, starts in verse 36. This is Jesus speaking. He says, "When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them, because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, 'The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field.'" As I was reading that and as I've been thinking about that, there are so many people that I come into contact with on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, that don't know Jesus and they don't know how to have peace. And they're like those sheep. They're harassed and helpless. They don't know, they don't have the help, they don't have the hope that we have. And there was a time where I was praying and I said, "God, send people out." But I've changed that now and I said, "God, send me out. Give me the courage to share that, to share how other people can have this peace that I have."
Hey guys, the verses that stood out to me in this reading are in chapter 10, and it's verses 26 through 31. And it says this: "So do not be afraid of them, for there is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. What I tell you in the dark, speak in the daylight. What is whispered in your ear, proclaim from the roofs. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather, be afraid of the one who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground outside your Father's care. And even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So do not be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows." So here Jesus is talking to the disciples and he's giving them instructions before he sends them out. And the thing that's cool about this little passage to me is there are 2 things that really stand out. Jesus paints the big picture, and he also gives them, he talks about the small things. He says, don't be afraid of people who can kill you. They can kill your body on earth, but they can't touch your soul. And so, obviously that was a big deal for the disciples. And in the Bible, everyone, especially in the New Testament, who would go out and tell people about Jesus, would face some persecution, some backlash. And a lot of them were martyred. All the disciples were martyred. And in the same way, you and I, in the world we live in today, we're going to get backlash. People are not going to like us. The world hates us because the world hates Jesus. So if we love Jesus and we're trying to be like Jesus, then the world's going to hate us. But he tells us not to be afraid of them, because the only one who can really, the only one who really has any say in our soul when it comes to eternity is God. And then the other thing is he talks about the smaller aspects of life. He talks about 2 sparrows, and how much more are we worth than sparrows. But these birds, this is, to me, it's crazy to think about how God takes care of all of these animals all over the world. And I think about, like, what about deer that live out in the woods behind my house when there's a drought and like the stream dries up and the pond dries up? Where do they get their water? I don't know, but God takes care of them, right? But we're worth more than animals. We're worth more than birds. And so even in the little things, God's going to take care of us. He's not just the God that performs great big miracles that you hear about on TV and online. He takes care of us in our daily lives. Every little thing He's already taken care of it. It says he even knows the numbers of hairs on our head. That's how personally and intimately he knows us. He knows us better than we know ourselves even. Because, I don't know about you, but I don't know how many hairs I have on my head. But he says that he does know that. And so, to me, it's amazing that we serve a God who he can perform the big miracles, and he's going to take care of us in the big picture in eternity, but he's also going to take care of the little things, the small things in our day-to-day life. So that's the thing that stood out to me in this reading. Thanks for joining us. We hope that you'll continue to read through the book of Matthew with us.